Hello friends, welcome to another video on Tutorialspoint with me Richa. Today under the retail segment we will talk about retail marketing process. Well, retail marketing is all about creating an interest and creating an awareness amongst your prospective clients or consumers so that maximum sale happens and hence maximum profits happen. Today in this video tutorial we will talk about this particular module in detail. Let's see what is there on the agenda with us. We will talk about the various steps in retail marketing processes, understand the stage of concept development, which is the very first step under retail marketing, understand the task involved in analysis of what exactly is the market opportunity, understand the stage of marketing strategy and how to design a good strategy, understanding the meaning and the significance of market testing, understand the stage of implementation, and finally set the stage for selling. So let's get started because I'm very excited to teach you on marketing processes. Well, this is the chain of sequence how a marketing has to be designed. It starts with concept development, analysis of the market opportunity, understanding the marketing strategy and designing the strategy accordingly. You then market test your product, so testing is a very important part. You then implement your testing and finally you sell your products. So this entire chain of commands or chain of reactions happens step by step. Let's start with concept development and then we will talk about each one of them in detail. So what exactly is concept development? Concept development is all about understanding what exactly your product will be and how to really niche that product or make it the unique product. Now, concept development is the stage of defining what your product will be. However, for the retailers, the product is already in place. What they need to do is understand the format of the store and how the store needs to be defined. Every retailer is trying to sell the same product but add different value propositions which makes the product interesting for the consumers. New and innovative ways of the stores have led to high competition and emergence of hypermarkets, supermarkets, etc. Well, competition is in the air and everybody is trying to outdo the other person. Let's understand the second process or the step of market opportunity. For market opportunity to happen correctly, you need to understand what exactly is your market environment, where exactly are you going to be selling. You need to understand the consumer behavior because ultimately your consumers are your main end users of the product. Identify what is the market target, the target of the market that you're trying to do, you need to understand that and identify the market segments. Which markets are you targeting, what areas are you targeting, and that is all a part of understanding the market in general. Coming to another aspect of it, by the end of this particular stage, the retailer would have a clear-cut idea of what is the potential location. So if you're targeting a particular state, which are the nearby locations? So potential locations are targeted. Feasibility of opening a particular retail outlet in a given location, whether it's feasible or not feasible. The broad segment of the market that they can focus on, as well as the strategy that they wish to have for that particular market. Every market is different, every consumer is different, and hence it is important for the retailer to understand the objective as well as the strategy that they're trying to look at. Let's come to after the marketed strategy, we also need to understand what is the designing of that strategy. So you have developed your concept, you have understood the market you want to target. Now let's understand the strategy for designing. You need to have a product in place or different kinds of product. You need to have a place or the location where you're going to be selling. You need to understand what pricing you need to keep your product at, if it is a high price or low price, and also what kind of promotions are you going to run for those particular product to make it interesting for the consumers or the end users. Let's understand a little more in detail on positioning. How is your product going to be positioned in the market? Is it going to be a premium product only targeting high-end users, or is it going to be a middle premium product or a low premium? So your positioning of the product is really essential for a good strategy. The physical layout of the store, how is it going to be used, the store, the physical location of the store. Are you going to hire a lot of staff members to give a personalized service to your consumers? As well as the process. Now, process is very important because every retail outlet needs to have standard operating processes, which makes it easier to run the store. So, well friends, talking about the market strategic design, by the end of this particular stage, a retailer would understand how the product has to mix in terms of the depth and the width of the product, evaluate the different pricing options keeping competition in mind, develop a strategy to promote the store. So how will you market the store? How do you promote the store? Design a category management plan because there are going to be different products and different services. Each and every product needs to have a different category manager. So how do you design that particular plan? Finalize what is the organization structure and the process for the retail operation, because to run a store you will need to have an organization structure in place. Hence, by the end of this particular strategy designing of marketing, you will be able to do all of these. We are now getting into our next step for retail marketing awareness, which is market testing. So after you have designed your product and you have also understand the strategy to market your product, you now need to test your product into the market live. So it is a controlled exercise which is conducted in a retail or real setting or a market in a small scale, because immediately you do not want to go big, you want to start out small and test it in a small way. So you need to evaluate what is the product miss, evaluate the consumer response to the marketing plan. Consumers in that particular location need to know your product and need to also respond to that product. You need to test out the location, whether the location is going to work for you, will it be feasible or not be feasible, you need to test out that. Evaluate the marketing strategy. Once after a couple of months, you might understand whether this particular strategy is working for you or not working for you. So that is going to help in marketing testing. Once you have tested the market, once you have gone into the waters, you need to now implement it, which is the real setup of retail. So under implementation during this stage, the retailer would focus on recruiting the right kind of people. If you have the right kind of product but wrong people to sell your product, you are not ever going to make a sale, or a good promotion will not happen. So you need to have the right kind of people. You need to have shift planning, because retail works in 2 or 3 different shifts, and hence you need to have people under those shifts. Put in place the processes for the store operations. Friends, we have already spoken about standard operating processes, which are very important and imperative for a store to happen. Put in place the standards and mechanisms for customer service, and ensure that you have tried to put in all the legal requirements prior to OTP, which is you're open to public. This is the last stage under retail marketing awareness, and that is when you're actually selling your product live to the consumers. Well, for selling to happen, this stage involves ensuring that you have enough number of footfalls. If your marketing strategy has been excellently carried out, you will definitely get footfalls in your store. Meeting the customer's demands, those could be any kind of demands in terms of product, pricing, etc. Conversion of prospects into customers, sales promotions, discounts, as well as you need to run a lot of offers for your products because competition is offering them. And ultimately, your customer need to be satisfied with your product and your service so that they can refer you and recommend you to their friends and colleagues. So friends, this is all about the last stage under marketing awareness, which is your selling stage. With that, we've come to a conclusion of retail marketing processes. I do hope you have understood and really enjoyed listening to this particular module and understood the cycle of marketing process and how does it help in terms of creating a good brand of product. Keep watching, more videos coming your way. Thank you for watching us.